Greetings audience and welcome to my field report on the XYL Unicorn. Tactical Edition. We'll be grading it on reliability, accuracy, comfort, and fun. As a reminder, I was sent this blaster by Out of Darts, however the thoughts and opinions I state in this video are my own. For a full overview of the blaster, definitely check out my Let's Talk About the Tactical Unicorn video.
Before we continue, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to make sure you see more videos just like this one. You can also support the channel on Patreon and be one of these amazing patrons with a special thank you to my pro patron, Nerf Nothing. And now, back to the video.
I had the opportunity to run the Tactical Unicorn at the Maryland Nerf Herders, Southern Maryland House of Nerf, DMV Nerfers, and a competitive X-Dart scrimmage at Southern Maryland Paintball, hosted by Dart Royalty. Now before I go into how it performed on the field, let's talk about blaster mishaps, because there were a lot. For starters, my stock catch broke the very first event I took it to.
Ooh, that was a dud. And my stock folded in on me. That's never fun.
Now there are two fixes I found for this issue. Try out the replacement catch made by Perry, which does require some shell cutting, or go the old school Nerf modding method and use some 1-inch PVC as a brace, which is what I ended up doing. I painted mine black to make it a little less unsightly. The bigger issue came when the plunger rod came unscrewed and ended up ruining the spring. Fortunately, I was grabbing springs from Out of Darts anyways to detune the Tactical Unicorn down to 160 FPS, so I grabbed another 200 FPS spring for it as well. Now after using some Loctite, it seems to be nice and sturdy again. The final issue I had was with the pusher, which would come unscrewed from the ran all on its own, so you need some Loctite there too. Now while these issues were fixable, with an injection molded blaster you'd expect it to just work out of the box without issue. But if a problem is easily fixable, I don't let it affect the grade of the blaster. However, I definitely recommend anyone picking up the Tactical Unicorn to also get some Loctite, as you'll be needing it. Now onto the field. When it comes to reliability, outside of the stated issues, the Tactical Unicorn did quite well. It's a sturdy blaster that handles rapid fire and aggressive plays with ease. The only issue I found with the reliability is with the pump. When you pull the trigger without supporting the pump grip, the blaster will not fire. The trigger will just slide the pump backwards instead of actuating the catch mechanism due to its slant fire design. It's not often you'll fire the Tactical Unicorn without a hand on the pump grip, but it is worth noting. Obviously this score would be much lower without all the fixes I had to do, so this score definitely comes with a pretty big asterisk. That said, I will be giving the Tactical Unicorn a B in reliability. As far as accuracy goes, the Tactical Unicorn is hindered by its design. The sights are too low to be usable, and the rail moves back and forth with the prime, meaning I have to rely on eyeballing each shot, which is my normal way of playing, but it could be a big deterrent for some players. As far as eyeballing it goes, I found it did fairly well.
Yeah, I got one!
Like most springers, you can throw on a scar barrel to drastically improve your accuracy. Overall, the accuracy, while nothing spectacular, meets the standard springer accuracy I've come to expect, which would lead me to give it a B. However, with the added cons of not being able to have a stationary, usable sight, I can only give the Tactical Unicorn a C. Now if you're like me and eyeball most of your shots, I wouldn't hold that against it. Now for an area where the Tactical Unicorn can shine. Comfort. I love every part of the Tactical Unicorn, from the clamp grip prime to the stock. I will say I think I prefer it in its 160 FPS setup, as I found the 200 FPS spring to be a little more beefy than I think a 200 FPS blaster should be. However, I did not find that uncomfortable. This is the main reason why I was so disappointed when my Tactical Unicorn started breaking, because I loved everything about it. I will be giving the Tactical Unicorn an A for comfort, as it's probably one of the most comfortable blasters I've used this year.
Hit, Andrew!
For fun, the Tactical Unicorn also has a lot going for it. The return spring on the pump is extremely satisfying. I really enjoyed my time at both 200 and 160 FPS running the Tactical Unicorn. It gives you that tactical feeling of firing without overdoing the tactics aesthetically. When the Tactical Unicorn is working, it is incredibly fun and does deserve an A.
Hit! Blue shirt!
Overall, the Unicorn is a great blaster that is incredibly hampered by poor quality control, which is a shame. Luckily, all the issues I ran into were fixable, which means I'm able to give a more positive review of the blaster. Yes, it's definitely annoying that you have to do this work yourself when it should be done by the manufacturer. But that's why we're modders. I do think the Tactical Unicorn is worth considering, especially for the durability and feel of the shell. But what are your thoughts? Do you think these grades accurately represent the XYL Unicorn? Tactical Edition? Or do you think I'm being too generous for a blaster I had to fix up? Let me know down in the comments and tell me which blasters you'd like me to do a field report on next. And if you want to pick up an XYL Unicorn Tactical Edition for yourself, check out the description for a link to where you can grab them. As always, I've been Boomstick, and I'll see you on the field.